Hey everyone, welcome to Workshop Hangout. Well, no, I'm not in my workshop, but this is part of when I'm doing some brainstorming stuff like that and I'm working with different people. This is where I'm at when I am kind of doing some brainstorming because I got my computer so I can kind of jump in there. I see that Bill on the Move is on. Andrew's on with us right now. I'm sure there's going to be others. And now I was talking to Andrew earlier. I'm surprised you're watching this out on the beach, man. And that's just crazy. But before we get into the brainstorm, I want to kind of give you some updates of what's been going on with me and the channel and some other stuff that's been going on. And I know I've been on a hiatus since Cachefest. One, I kind of needed the break. Just been a lot of the planning and all that would just really took a lot out of me and was taken away from things with the family and everything. So I needed to spend some time with them and do that aspect of it. And family comes first. The other thing is I had a change. I've changed jobs, or I've actually not changed jobs. I've added a job. I'm now working nights. So trying to add that because of the recession and all this other stuff. And just trying to do a lot of that. And so the schedule changed, and that's what caused us to have to change how we're doing Gadget Talk with Chad. So with that being done, before we're going to be moving on to Sundays, and it's going to be twice a month versus every week versus on a Tuesday, then that's why we're doing that. Just because of my schedule that's changed, working nights now. I'm working FedEx, so doing a lot of loading and stuff like that, because here in Memphis, it's the hub. So I'm doing that aspect of it. So wanted to give you an update. So I'm going to be back in this into the workshop, and we're going to be building again. And I wanted to kick it off with this one because this is going to be a great and fun build. I think to go back into the workshop, we'll start off with a brainstorm session, and then we're going to go through the entire build process of it. But without further ado, let me bring in our winner of the Gadget Cache Build from Cachefest. And if you and how now Rick or Tax Pro RGV won this is by staying at the host hotel, and then there was a drawing, and so he won this. And so we're going to be doing some brainstorming tonight and figuring out exactly what type of gadget cache he wants. So I'm going to bring him on in. Hey, welcome, Rick. How you doing?
Thanks for inviting me on, and that was quite the surprise to have won that Gadget Cache. I mean,
yeah, I appreciate that you coming out for Cachefest. I appreciate you staying at the host hotel. It was really great. Before we get into the brainstorm, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how you got into caching, and of course, how'd you come up with your name, Tax Pro RGV?
Well, actually, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was up in San Antonio with my daughter and her friend from New Jersey, and we were staying at a timeshare up there, and it was January 1st. It was a down day. We were kind of like taking a breather after running all over San Antonio for 6 days, and I was driving back to the valley, and she was flying home to New Jersey, and she calls me up. She says, "Hey, Dad," says, "Sandy's is a geocacher, and she's been geocaching around the San Antonio area, and she's been talking to me about it." And she says, piqued my interest, and he says, "There's a cache not 400 feet from our hotel."
Oh, wow.
I said, "Okay, well, let's go get it." So we walked out and walked into the woods, and the cache was called Lion in the Woods, LYIN apostrophe in the woods.
Okay.
And we were walking around and looking and not finding anything. And I finally said, "Hey, Sandy," and I said, "You see that white thing that's under, looks like a rock leaning against a tree?" And she says, "That's it." So we had to go crawl back in under a pine tree and pulled out what was a little white plastic lion,
right,
with a test tube strapped to his belly. And from that, I was hooked.
That is really cool. I love that. That is really neat. Yeah, it's always the first one that kind of brings you to it. So with that, did that cause you to be like that? That's your favorite type of cache to find, or what is your favorite type of cache to find now?
An ammo can.
An ammo can.
An ammo can, or something large enough that's going to have, like when my wife and I, we travel. We're both retired, and I'll get into how my name comes about. But So when we travel, and I say when I start sorting caches, I start looking for ones that have travel bugs.
Okay.
And because then I can trade travel bugs in and pick them up, and like I took some to Europe, and I bring them back from Europe. Like I was just in Cabo last week. I dropped a travel bug and brought a travel bug back to the States. And it turns out that travel bug was its first stop. So
That's cool.
it's brand new on the trail.
Awesome.
So being retired, after we moved here to the Rio Grande Valley, we're in the city of McAllen, which is about 10 miles from the Mexican border in the bottom of Texas. I said to my wife, I'm too young to retire. I retired early from school business, and so I started working as a tax professional at H&R Block.
Okay.
So that's where I get my name now, Tax Pro. Our boss keeps calling us Tax Pros, so there I am, a Tax Pro. And the RGV stands for Rio Grande Valley.
Okay, Rio Grande Valley. Okay, Tax Pro Rio Grande Valley. Okay. All right. So as I'm hearing as you're talking, and this is for those that are joining us, this is kind of the process. As Rick's been telling us the story and everything, it's kind of I'm kind of getting a feel of maybe some other questions I could ask you. So, first off, what type of container are you wanting this gadget or creative cache? Do you want this to be in? Do you want it in an ammo can? Do you want it a birdhouse? What thought have you put into that?
Yeah, I'm not a person with a. I'm not a real thinker when it comes to ideas.
Yes, you are.
So what would be your ideal? What would be your ideal container that you would want to put out?
I would think probably my concern down here is putting out something like mid-size, maybe an ammo can, maybe a birdhouse.
Okay. Okay. So we're that's kind of up in the air right now. So all right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's think of. You're also talking about a travel bug, like you like travel bugs and that aspect of it. Would you want a type of travel bug hotel?
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted so there. Okay, so that may limit depending on. I mean, you can have an ammo can travel bug hotel, but a lot of the travel bug hotels that I found that I really like have multiple slots, so you can have, hey, this one's going east, this one's going west, this one's going north or south. Aspect of it. So that would be something kind of cool. So yeah, so I was just looking at the track. I hope you move my trackables someday. So Adventure Girl 2021 is saying that would love for you to move some of the trackables if they ever make it your way. So we're at a travel bug hotel, and you mentioned to me in an email that you'd like it kind of tax themed. Have you put any thought of how that could be accessed now? Would you want it just kind of as a creative? To me, a creative cache is like a really painted. There's not a lot of gadgetry to it, but it could be very creative how to get into it. It could be like a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have to solve a puzzle. Maybe you have to fill out a W-4 or W-2 or your 1090 correctly. I don't know. You give them the information, they got to fill it out, and they figure out the math and figure out how much they're getting in their return or how much they owe. These are just different ideas. I don't do it's just different puzzles. Bell on the Move, Andrew's saying, how about a utility box travel bug hotel? So that's another possibility. I have you're in Texas, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So probably a plastic ammo can. One of the plastic ones wouldn't be really good. It'd probably be better to have a metal one. Okay.
No.
So just thinking environment wise, because I have a big, Chad and I were working on a gadget that I have a really big ammo can type thing it's more flat, and that could lend to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at some different. I could find a bigger ammo can that we could do some different stuff in if you wanted to go with that version of it, or a birdhouse, and then you could put it on a pole or a utility box. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, let's utility box. It looks like a electrical box is what Chad Andrew's talking about.
Yeah, there are a lot of birders down here, so that might be something really to be able to work around.
The birdhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, because that would be a lot easier. A lot easier way to doing that would be a birdhouse. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a birdhouse that we're looking at a birdhouse.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we can have. I mean, as a creative cache wise, you can make it as a tax office. So you can make it. We could actually create like a top. As I've seen one. There's one in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, that one of my friends has put out, and I have it on my channel, where it was a hotel and had different rooms, had a hotel room. So maybe if we made it as like a diorama of like a tax office up here, and then you have the ones that are coming in, go put in the returns. Here's the travel books going into a return, and then you have them coming out as a refund. I don't know, just different. Different ways that you have a tax refund and returns in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think if you wanted to kind of go with the tax idea, I mean, trying to think of a gadget way, and if anybody in the chat or anything like that can think of a way that you could add a tax gadget, that would be really cool, and we can see what we can do there. But I'm almost leaning toward a creative version of a birdhouse travel bug hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to figure out that if you're trying to get somebody to do calculations on a tax return, if it was a simple, that's probably might be too simple. But
right,
something creative, I think would work better.
Okay, now you could do it, and it could be a really simple way of being able to cause it a gadget with a different, like a keypad lock. So you have the calculations that they have to do, and they could actually, then they have to almost look like a calculator, and they have to type it in, and they hit check, and if it's right, it opens. You'll release, so you could actually open the door or the drawer. That's one way we could do it. We can make it that way, and that's a really easy keypad, and you can say, for instance, somebody starts giving the code. Well, you can just easily change the calculations on the description page and change the code really easy. That would be an option to make it into a gadget. Let's see here. So Andrew says, I like clues given to the combination on a tax form. So maybe on the cache page,
I would probably have to use a tax form that is on the page, as opposed to, I can't use a current tax form because the IRS changes it every year.
Right. Yeah, you can use a past one and just have the information there and say, okay, you need to take line 2 and add it to line 5 or whatever. I mean, so yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Okay. Yes. So those are some really great ideas. I'm liking this way this is kind of going. So we're looking at just get kind of a brief update on those that are just joining us. We're looking at a birdhouse. It's going to be tax themed, and it's also going to be a travel bug hotel. So now we're figuring out about the creative aspect of it, or if we want to add in an electronic element that would be able to open it up with there. So with like a simple keypad. So that's kind of a different way that we're bringing this in to create this gadget cache, creative gadget cache, however which way we go. But I love a travel bug hotel. I've built one, but I never put it out. So this is going to be kind of fun to be able to do this. So, do you like the tax office idea at the top as like a diorama? So like make it like a little desk.
Yeah, I do. I think that looks like it sounds like a neat idea, and maybe I can talk my boss into letting me put it on the wall of his building. Okay.
We could even add, because it may be dark in there depending on how it comes out. I could even maybe make like a chandelier type, not a chandelier, but like a light in there. So maybe like a desk lamp. So when you open up the door, the lights on that area come on, but it'd be with a reed switch. So that would maybe some electronics that might decorate that in there as well. And then maybe to make it even simpler, where there would be basically no maintenance whatsoever, besides adding those other batteries in there now and then, would be, instead of doing the keypad, have a type of lock, a 4-digit lock or whatever, that when you do the combination, that's what would be the combination on the inside.
Yeah, I think that might be better.
Okay. Yeah,
minimize maintenance on it.
right. I mean, changing batteries on the lights at the top. If the lights don't come up up in the top, it's not going to ruin the cache itself. So, whereas if the batteries on the keypad go out and they can't get in, period, then that's another issue. Okay.
That is right.
All right. That's all right. So what we and then we'll give, so you'll have clues on there, and like you were saying before, if you had the clues, maybe you upload on the cache page itself as a JPEG or just one of the images or a link that when they click on it on the cache page, it goes to a PDF or something like that of where they see the tax form. They have to get the information for the combination. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so this is any comments from the chat? I'd love to see them. The diorama, yeah, Adventure Girl is liking the diorama. So now I get to go to Hobby Lobby again and go start looking for dollhouse stuff and to make a diorama there. And there's some really cool, maybe like a desk, a computer. Yeah, that'll be really cool. And then what about you on the down below? You want them like mail slots, or do you want them just like open slots where you can put different size containers? Let me see here. For the travel bugs, how big do you want them in boxes so they can put them in there? Or do you want them like to be able to hang?
I think I like the idea of just having hooks for them to hang on.
Okay. So when they get into the lock area, they have like little cup hooks where they can hang their travel bugs on there or set them in there. Okay. So yeah, that's okay. So Pete, the Pizza Ninja says, "Did you think of a name for the cache? How about Pay the Tax Man?" So
Pizza Ninja. I met Pizza Ninja out on the trail. He might remember me. I was at we were at the oldest cache in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, that's a great cache. I got chewed up by mosquitoes last time I went on that one.
The only saving grace, it was nice. It was dry as a bone out there.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it had not rained in quite a while during Cachefest, so that was really good. So funny thing is, I have a cache in Charleston that's still actually active. It's my only, well, besides my virtual that's in Charleston. That is at a friend of mine's who does taxes as well for his own company, and it's my only cache that's active now that was based off of one of West Virginia Thames, and it had marbles in it, and it says taxes will make you lose your, and just underline. So when they get there, they see all these marbles. So that's the one where you take a marble and you push it through the tube to get, and actually there's a marble in there. Spoiler, but it says even in the hint on the page, look for an orb with the combination on it, and there's a box underneath it. So it's a little bit different, but it's kind of this, took that concept and kind of played around with it. Oh yeah, Pizza Ninja says that was fun time finding that one with you. So yeah, he remembers being out there with you.
Yep.
So, all right. So tax office, and then we have the hooks down below, simple door. Now, do you prefer your birdhouse? Do you want it out of wood or do you want PVC board?
I'm thinking I don't know. I don't know much. The PVC board probably be less maintenance. True.
Right. Yeah. And the cool thing is, I mean, I really like the PVC board personally now because one, I'm not having to worry about, I can seal it a lot better. It doesn't rot. It actually lasts a little bit longer.
Right.
It is a little bit more durable.
Right.
I mean, there's no cache that's going to be indestructible. There's ways to break every cache. But I think it's a little bit more, it'll be a little bit more durable that way. And it's not going to be affected by weather as much, and the wood's not going to swell, of course. So, okay. So we'll go with PVC board. So birdhouse PVC board. I'm just kind of looking at notes. So this is, I'm loving this. There'll be some airbrushing. I'll be doing some airbrush. Now, do you want me to go ahead and paint the outside of the container, or do you want to do that yourself? Because I can send it to, we can I can bring it to you or send it to you. Are you going to be at CoinFest? Let's go that direction real quick.
Talking to my wife about it, and she's about halfway there.
Where is that?
That's up in San Antonio.
Oh, well, why wouldn't we go to that?
Yeah, she says, why wouldn't we go there?
Okay, great. So here's the goal. I will bring it to you and present it to you at CoinFest because I'll be there.
Perfect.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, now save us all on postage.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be great. So that's the second weekend of October. So is it October 9th? Is that right? I think that's right. October 7th. Because going caching's the week before, which
Right.
I wish I was going to be at. Yeah, October 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah,
have
my sister's birthday.
right. Okay. So we have 1 month to I'll be able to do this build. So yes, I will be back in the shop pretty quickly, and we will start building on this.
Cool.
This is
so,
cool.
So yeah, so birdhouse, PVC board. I'll work on the size of it because I mean I want you to have enough space in there to be able to have quite a few trackables in there,
Right.
and we can maybe block it off like I don't know if you want like going east, going west, or make it have 4 blocks in there, or do you want it all just open and they can just take whatever they
I
want?
think it just make it open. I don't know if east, west, north. Obviously, probably not south because there's not much going.
Not so
south.
much south of Texas, no.
Well,
You
there is.
maybe
Not where
international.
we are. Not where we
You
are.
want to
no.
live in Mexico?
Yeah. So Darren from Australia is joining us. So welcome, Darren. It's
Darren.
tomorrow.
Where
Darren, Australia,
where in Australia is he?
I'm not sure. Darren, where are you in Australia? Which area? PVC board. Bell on the Move says PVC board has a great life as long as no one the bat
With
comes
the bat
along.
comes along.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew's still sore about me doing that video
Yeah.
with the bat on the cache.
Maybe I'll talk my wife into letting me hang it on that fence here.
Yeah, I mean, Hillside will take care of it.
Right, and that actually, and when you decide where you want to put it as well, and we'll be talking back and forth. We can go over how to mount. I can make sure that it's set up to how you can mount it different ways.
Right.
So mount. Okay, Darren says Queensland, Mount Issa, Northwest Queensland.
All right, won't be there. No, we're going to Australia in December.
Oh, that's cool. That's one place I would absolutely love to go to.
It's been on my bucket list. This is
We're going on a cruise.
it's a cruise. It's 3 times. We hope 3 times is a charm because it was canceled 2 years ago and then it was canceled again last year.
Oh,
so we got our fingers crossed that everything seems to be a go at this point.
well, that's great. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that got canceled in the last 2 years. I mean, that's why we end up having the 20th anniversary 3 years later for the geocaching, but or 2 years later. This is still 2022, right? Yeah.
Right.
So, but all right, I think we have a good base of what this is going to do, and I'll work up some designs, and I will we'll be talking, and I'll be able to send back some stuff with you. Any other aspects of it that you can think of that you want on this? Anything particular that you want in there? That would be something that would be really great. What about? I just thought of this. Maybe we do on the door or somewhere or something like that. We can actually your tax form that you've done, maybe for that part of it, because you know how nobody reads the description. You actually send me your puzzle if you wanted to, and we can Mod Podge that on the back of the door, so it's there as well, just to get into the down the below as well. That might be another option for those that don't have a tendency of reading cache pages.
Yeah, but I mean, is the door going to be locked, or is it going to open it up and then there's a lock?
I can make it. I can make the door with the basic lock, and then they open it up and they have to figure out the combination.
Figure out the combination in order to get
into the Travel Bug Hotel. Chad and I usually on most of our areas on most of our caches we'll do double locks on it.
Okay.
So that way, just some random muggle doesn't come up and open it up and like, well, what's this? And try and figure it out. So we put a lock on there that has a combination either in the hint or somewhere else on there.
Right.
Bell on the Move asks, do you want a swag area? Something where people can put swag in
Oh,
there
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, like probably something that maybe like a 4x4 Tupperware or something.
4x4 Tupperware. Okay. All right. So swag area. Okay.
Flag room.
Yeah, the swag room. We'll call it the. We'll call that the. What do they call it?
The waiting room or
Refreshment room or whatever they call it. The break room. Yeah.
okay.
Swag goes into the break room.
Break room. All right. Swag goes in a break room. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Somebody's asking this. How about some sound open the cache and it makes the sound of a cache register? That's cool. But we're trying to on this one. We're trying to do as low maintenance as possible. So that is actually a really cool idea. Maybe let me look at a sound module. So maybe when they open that outside door and the lights come on up the top, this would be the only maintenance. And like I said, it wouldn't cause it not to work at all possible. But when it opens up, maybe there's a little sound module that says "cha-ching"
Oh, that's
or
cute.
something like that. Just and the lights come on in the tax office, and then that does the cha-ching. So maybe that would be the only
Cool.
mechanical or electronical stuff, and then I'd have access for you where you can just add the batteries to it real easily. So those two aspects. So that's a kind of a cool idea, and that adds that little extra pizzazz because
Right.
Personally, my goal for you putting this out now, it would be that it makes it on Travel Bug America or one of the top travel bug hotels of America. So that would be really cool. So let me add that in there. Maybe a sound module of some sort. And it would only do it when the door opens. So that would be very, very extremely low maintenance on that aspect of it.
Right. Generally, when you say low maintenance, what do they take? AA batteries or?
Yeah, it's just going to be AA batteries.
It'd
probably be 4 AA batteries to give us enough juice. I used to use 9 volts a lot, but 9 volts actually drain a lot faster than AA's do. And then we'll use it's ultimate lithium AA's is what I like using now. Got that from Dave Wagner. I have it on one of my channels. He answered, since he's a electrical engineer, he answered why they're better, because they'll actually pull more amps or wattage. I don't remember right off, but they'll pull more versus a 9 volt, and it's I don't know. They last longer. There's a lot of math involved in that. Which you're a tax pro, so that's fine, but I don't know it right off the top of my head. So yeah, that I'm liking. So that adds some extra little those wow factors to it, and I think that's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
we'll be talking as we go through this, and definitely I'll send you pictures as I'm working on it and say, hey, what do you think of this? And I'll sketch up some designs in the next week, and I'll get those over to you and let you look at those and just let me know what you're thinking, and then you'll get to see the entire build process on the channel.
Okay.
So
all right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, so I really appreciate you being on here. I'm gonna, if you want to stick around for a little bit, we can talk a little bit afterwards. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull you out real quick, and then I want to talk for a few minutes with everybody, and then we'll be done for the day. So I didn't want this to necessarily be a long brainstorm session, but this gives us some ideas, and this will be a lot of fun. So all right, hold on, Rick. I'll be right with you. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I just really think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really loving this idea. I've been wanting to do it at a travel bug hotel, and I'm kind of glad this is how this happened. Bill on the Move says, great prize. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And if I have to bring in some expertise, I may have to, but there actually is not going to be any programming involved in this. I may ask Chad him about what would probably be the best sound module to put into this. I have a couple ideas that would be pretty easy. But yeah, I just want to make sure that low maintenance on this. So the goals were low maintenance, birdhouse, travel bug hotel, swag area, and to be able to put the stuff in there. So hey, I see one of my friends that has just joined me from where I now work over at FedEx. He's got also a channel. So this is Ryan. Ryobi. Ryobio has joined us. Go check out his channel. It's actually really cool. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun doing this. By the way, I'm trying to track Ryan into starting caching, and so everybody encourage him right now to start caching. I'm supposed to take him out sometime to go caching, so we're working on that. But thanks for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this build. I'll be back in the shop within the next week, and we'll start building the designs. And actually, that'll probably be the first step of what I'll be doing. I'll be kind of sketching out the designs, and we'll go through that aspect of it. The building of it, I don't think it's going to take as long as I was expecting, because it's not a lot of gadgetry. So mainly it's just wiring up the LEDs for the tax office and coming up with a sound module for it. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great and fun travel bug hotel, and I cannot wait to see it done. And really the great part is I will actually get to be able to hand deliver this to Rick, and then we'll show that as well on the channel, of just kind of the final product of it being hand delivered. So look forward to it. Now it'll be at Geocache. So if you're going to be at Geocache down in San Antonio, October 8th, I think I'll be coming in on Thursday night. I'll be in Thursday night. So I'll be there Friday and Saturday, and come back up from Memphis on Sunday. So if you're going to be there, look for me. Chad and I are both going to be there. We're going to be doing another Gadget Academy there. So we're looking at doing that down there as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, but thanks for joining me, and I will catch you guys here in the next video. So, hey, leave me a comment down in the description, or check out the description for more information, but leave me a comment down in the comments and just let me know, what do you think of this build? Do you think it's going to be a lot of fun? And if you have any other ideas, go ahead and put those down there as well, and we can see what we can do. But thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time here on Gadget Cache. Gadget Cache, Gadget Talk on Behind the Cache. Getting all my shows mixed up. Working nights is kind of crazy. All right, everybody. Catch you later.